by using his swimming, which, I mean, there aren't many people that would have been strong enough to swim that long, and I'll actually save one of his buddies right there with him. And then, you know, right here, I believe that this was the connection. He found a way to reach everyone, no matter what, even if they couldn't speak English. There was something about him that sparked a connection where they would see what he's trying to say deep within himself. And at that point, this was the symbol of that.
Great, great. All right. You want to move over here and we'll do President Clinton?
No,
Or you want to?
let's do the
funeral,
comparison.
the horse? Okay. Let me have you step to your left here and walk around the table.
I know this sounds backwards.
No, that's fine. It's your series. You can do it in any order you want.
Huh? Zapruder, I was thinking Zapruder, that's oak.
All right. So tell us about this one.
Oh, well, I had completed the series and then felt like there was a certain point that was missing within it, and that's when I painted the Zapruder film. They had just released it, actually, the frame, the 313. And to hear Zapruder's story about how he wouldn't release this to the public, and he also decided that he could never film again after seeing this, it just reached a depth where I needed to add this in for him and his sake. And then I realized when I was painting it, I really couldn't paint much of an image because there was just too much going on at the time. And this is Jackie's pill hat, and these are her gloved hands reaching back, trying to get pieces of her husband's skull. So this is actually just the frame part.
Right. Where do you want to go now? The horse?
Yeah, let's do the horse. Let me do this.
You're fine.
I didn't know what to do. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay, this is the caparisoned horse, which I didn't know that word, what comparison was at the time. I just really wanted to do a horse. I'm a horse lover. And I realized that when I was doing this, that the boot was actually backwards. And I didn't know why, and found out that it was called the caparisoned horse because he is actually elusively carrying the dead person, and that is significant of the backward boot.
Now, did this come from a still, or was it from the footage we talked about that you saw on television?
No, this came from a still.
Okay.
And I can't remember if I got this offline or it may have been in the Life magazine that I came across. And I remember at the time I started introducing a little bit of color. I'm not sure why there. I know over here why, but I'm not sure why. Maybe there was a connection going on that, you know, the emotional part was finished and we were trying to move on to something else. And that's all I can say. I'm guessing at my own game. So
you mentioned to me that the Jackie painting was meant to be just one picture, but then it sort of evolved into others. By the time you got to this one, did you know that you were going to continue and complete a series? Okay.
No, each one of these is just something that I had to do.
Okay, so it just came to you and you painted that one, not necessarily saying, I'm going to paint 8 pictures total.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, well, let's move down here and tell us about the color in this one.
All right. moving on, this was really fun to paint. I didn't think it would be. I thought it would be terribly difficult, but then I realized it was like I thought it was completing something that I had put together. But the colors here, of course, they signify the United States in the colors, and it brings out our flag and our freedom and questions everything that happened over here. And that's why I think I felt like this was more powerful, this would prevail, this would come through, even though all this sadness was going on. And of course I wanted to highlight Jackie and try and approach the crowd, at least trying to paint something symbolizing the crowd. And then I decided to put the drips in because to me that's heavy and sad, and I was doing it very quickly and I wanted my emotions to stay in it rather than try and be real detailed. So another part of it that to me was very special was over here, and this is the bishop, I believe, that was there, and he's holding his hand up as in blessing Jackie and the crowd that were here for the event.
Is there a particular time of day that you prefer to paint?
I do my underpaintings usually early. I like to mid-morning, not early, but mid-morning. And then as the day goes on, I probably do, my best work comes from 3 till about 7. Yeah.
Now you said you painted this one very quickly, so how long did this take you altogether?
About 4 to 5 days.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And all the little lines that we're seeing here, that's the soft brush again that you would...
It is.
Okay.
That's the soft brush.
Yeah, to achieve the fading effect.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we have, is it one more here?
One more.
Okay. All right, very recognizable photograph here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this may not be part of the fading memories for a lot of people, but for me, being from Arkansas and knowing Bill personally, it just means a lot. And so I looked back and I noticed that he had been to governor's school at Hendrix College, where my son goes, and that's where, and my son went to governor's school, that's where he met Kennedy. And he's actually, Kennedy's holding, some people ask me, well, what's this? And he's holding a t-shirt. I'm sorry, not governor's school, Boys State. He's holding the Boys State t-shirt and shaking his hand, and this is the first connection that Bill Clinton has with JFK. And I really believe that that's very significant because, again, here's the connection, here's the spark, here's the passing down of something that's intangible.
Do you see similarities between President Clinton and President Kennedy?
Most definitely.
Now, you mentioned you knew him personally. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, he's a little older than I am, but I went to school with his brother, Roger.
Okay.
And I keep up with Roger. So, yeah.
Have you shared a print of this with him, or does he know it exists?
No, he doesn't know yet.
Okay.
I would love to share it with him and let him know. I told Roger about it and showed it to Roger, and he did suggest I send it to Bill, but haven't done it yet, only I guess because of meeting with you all and not knowing where we were with this at this point. So
now, which 3 were on display at the governor's mansion?
it was actually the End of Camelot, that's the name of this.
Okay.
And Jackie,
Mm-hmm.
and John Jr.
Okay. And the governor chose those personally?
Actually, no. His assistant that takes care of curating what goes up.
I see.
He actually did.
Okay. Did he give you reasons why he selected those three in particular?
No, but he
Okay.
just kept going back and forth, and he couldn't. And I didn't have this one at the time. I wish I'd had. I mean, that would have been perfect for there. But those are the ones he chose.
Well, I guess we should pause here for a minute and take a look at the new one that you brought, inspired by your visit to the museum.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
Okay.
pause here real quick. I'll detach your mic and then we'll
Okay.
get that one. Okay, so now we've retrieved your latest work from your car and you're going to tell us about it. Here it is.
All right. Well, after my visit here to show everyone my paintings and discuss what to do about them and what where everyone thought they might end up, I left here and I knew I hadn't quite finished. And this is the painting that I had in my mind as I walked out of here. I had seen this image in a magazine. I believe it was Life magazine. And it's indelible. And I couldn't get it out. And I knew I had to paint it. To me, this is the culmination of what he left all of us. And the emotion that we had when we lost him. So anyway, this is a young boy that was in Chicago at a candlelight vigil. And it's raining very, very hard, and he's holding a candle here. I'd love to find him. I would just really, if there's any way that somebody knows where he is, it would be fabulous if he is still alive. But to me, this is called Lost Hope. And although there was not a lot of talk about from JFK, from what I remember, because I was so young, about how to do everything that was racially connected. Everyone knew that there was an equality that was coming forth for the first time in America. And this is what it signifies, is that they felt like they had lost that part of their representation. I even did, and I don't know, I wasn't of color. I'm not of color, but I know how he's feeling. And that's the difference, is that there wasn't a color that he left any impression about. So that's,
And you painted
it's sad.
This in December, you said?
I did, yeah.
Okay. And
yeah.
it's still wet.
It's still wet.
Here in
It's still
February.
wet, everybody, so, yeah.
Well, any other final comments or remarks? We've covered a lot of ground today. We've looked at all your paintings. Anything else before we wrap it up?
No, I'm just happy to be here, and I'm grateful that other people are seeing my paintings, and I appreciate it. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. I enjoyed talking to you today.